After receiving this message, you will now be offered to the blood god. Blood for the blood god, 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 blood for the blood god.
Oh, okay. I'm almost ready. I'm not totally here yet, but I'm the facsimile of here. Okay. Sorry. Still putting a few things in place. I deep cleaned my what's he called? I did a deep clean on my palette. So I'm working on getting that back into the state that I want it to be in. Hey, Wolf. Hi. All right, who all we got? We got Wolf, we got Lucy, we got Meki. What's up, guys? How y'all doing? Y'all doing well? I hope y'all doing well. Okay, are we ready? Are we the semblance of ready? Butter's a little on the warm. May have forgotten to turn the water back to cool before I filled that cup up. That's a little concerning. Had no power this morning. Oh. I'm sorry. I am sorry to hear that. Was there a reason behind that? Do we know? We had a weird little minor outage yesterday, and there was a weird buzzing noise that didn't precede it, postceded it, followed it. That's the word, followed it. There was a weird buzzing sound outside that followed it, and then the power came back. I have no idea what the hell happened. Cold rain and snow? Makes sense. You don't want the answer to how I'm doing, I'll get, for fuck's sake or something. Ha ha ha. What? Come on, Lucy. You know me better than that. You know me better than that. All right, here we go. Acha. That didn't do anything. Why didn't that do anything? Now it does something. Cool. That's annoying. It snowed and I got off my work. Meki, are you one of those that is very weather dependent, like in construction and whatnot? I have a buddy, right? I have a buddy who works in oil refineries. He does construction at oil refineries. I think he's out. It's not Texas City, but it's not far from it, because all of Texas City is nothing but refineries. Nobody actually lives there. But it's out in that area, and so they're constantly doing new installations and things like that. But he works in that, so when it's raining, when it's lightning, all that kind of shit, he gets rained out and doesn't have to work. So I don't know if you do something along those lines, but whenever you say got snowed and got out, dislocated my right shoulder yesterday and it is still out of place. All right, we're gonna ignore the it's still out of place, and we're gonna say, how the fuck did you do that, Lucy? And I don't need you. You are important. I need to keep you around. That's actually, I don't know that I watched it. Looks like. No, I just live very country area and work. Same town to the stores, half an hour because you live on a mountain. Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. It just did it. Lucy, I don't believe you. I know that's like a very dickish thing of me to say. In my experience as someone who can dislocate their shoulder on will, usually there's a thing that precludes the shoulder coming out. So you were doing something. Promise it just did it. It slips out. And there's a reason why it has not been put back in place, I'm assuming. I don't imagine there's a good reason. But I imagine there is a reason. How the hell do you manage to injure yourself so goddamn often? For those of you who are used to a very different soundtrack around here, this is what Spotify is calling my upbeat mix. So I felt like playing this because I still feel like hell. And I could use a good boost. We're gonna have the upbeat mix. Why they put this depressing ass song in the upbeat mix is beyond me. But here we are. Up bonk mix. All right, so we're gonna continue work on the Moira. All right, you're the one with all the ass out. Forgot about it. Okay, so I need to do her little gauntlets. I don't go to the hospital for it. I've been given advice from my specialist, and she said there's no point going to the hospital. Okay, that's not what I asked. Now is it? I asked why is it not where it belongs? You gave me excuses to not going to the hospital. That's not an answer to the question, why is it not where it should be? Like you're choosing to live with essentially with an injury. Why are you doing this? Huh? Hi Mew, how you doing? Oh, I meant to feed y'all that. I meant to feed y'all that this morning and I didn't. Let me feed it to you now. What in the hell are you? Get off my screen. Here, I'm gonna show y'all the femme maid that I chose not to use because she would have gotten me banned. I know, like the other one was on the line. This one absolutely would have gotten me. So there she is. She's in the NSFW AI. For those of you who want to see her, she 100% because of that skirt and the fact that her panties are out would have gotten me banned. So that is one alternate for the maid stream that was created that was chosen not to be used. Dino syndrome, and it will just slip back out. I can't do any more damage if it's out. So you're just waiting for it to find its way back in? Is that what the excuse is? You're just gonna wait out. Like, I know that sounds really fucking weird. The one with the massive package. That one also would have gotten me banned. He was the alternate male, and then the one I just posted was the alternate female. How you doing? Goblets and Warlocks. You've never been here before. What's up? How are you? Welcome to this weird conclave of madness. I need to fix my goals because we apparently reached that last stream. And there we go. There we are. Yeah, well, that's what the special said. Okay, so all right, so it's gonna find its own way back in. That's good to know. We were co-streaming before. We were. Okay. With Summit. Okay. Makes more sense now. Sorry. That was such utter chaos, I couldn't keep up with what the fuck was going on. All right. Utter chaos in there. Had no idea what the hell was happening. All right. Have a better idea of who you are now. Sorry about that. Like I said, madness. Absolute madness. Okay. I need to clean this. I need you. We're probably doing it again today. Oh, yeah? I don't know how long today's stream is going to be. I went live at my typical time, but as people in my Discord are likely aware, I feel like hell. I missed yesterday because I felt like hell. I still feel like hell. Why? I don't know. But it's a thing. The thing that's happening right now. Will you come out of the fucking bottle? This is the dark one. No, this is the wrong gray. I'm glad you weren't coming out because you're the wrong gray. Thank you for that, Mew. Tracer looking one. Yeah, the tracer looking one. Yeah, there you go. That's a good thing to call her. It normally takes about a week, and if I try to put it back, I put it back in, I will black out. I did that before. That sounds awful, Lucy. You've at least got it in a sling, I hope? You're not just walking around with it like dangling about? Because honestly, that sounds hilarious, but it also sounds like painful and stupid. So man, Frosty has some good shout-outs. I really appreciate you you pointing me in the direction of that one, Mew. Can you come out of the fucking bottle? There we go. That's not how I wanted you out, but that'll work. That gooshed in a weird way. I didn't like that. Nope, not the 00. I want the regular 0. By the way, did you upload the clips? I did not upload the clips. I've been on my couch. Okay, so after the stream on Sunday, Rain and I attempted to go to Cotton Patch to get some food, and they were closed. They closed apparently at 5 because Super Bowl, and that annoyed the hell out of us. But so we ended up paying way too much for food at the Cheesecake Factory because that's the only place that we could find that was open that was not a sports bar. And since then, we came home, and apart from going to my actual physical bed, I've been on the couch. That has been my entire existence since Sunday night. Has been lying on my couch. Now, before I came here, I managed to what did I eat today? I managed to eat some leftover taco meat. I made some leftover taco meat, had that, and then I managed to do a deep clean on my palette, and I re-upped the copper because it oxidized. So I shaved off that upper layer of oxidation, so it'll stop being disgusting. But apart from that, I have been either on the couch or I've been in bed. That has been life for me for the past like 3 days. It's been really hell. It's been so annoying. Did the nun gobbo come out well? She did. She's in a box right now with everything else. I'm waiting on something. It's gonna probably be a couple of weeks before I actually get that shipped out to you, because I am waiting on something to come in. And then I'm gonna get that shipped out for you. So I need to get them bagged. I need to get them. I need to get the models and their bases bagged. And then I need to get the box packed. And like I said, I'm waiting on one thing to come in. It's going to come in, I think, next week. Not positive on that. I'm gonna have to look at that. And once that's in, I will get that shipped out to you. So that is that's what's happening. That's what's happening right now. Sorry, I haven't even started painting. I've been here for how long have I been here? I've been here for almost 20 minutes, and I haven't started painting yet. That is, I should be ashamed. Anyways, so yeah. But yeah, they're all looking real nice. I need to do a little bit of some cleanup for some layer slippage, because there's a little bit of a layer slip on the what do you call her? Titzilla? Oh, there it is. Sorry, I wasn't looking at the screen. Yeah. We got to clean up some layer slippage on her. But once I've got that cleaned up, she will look perfect. And my laptop shit itself. I'm sorry, Lucy. Well, I also know you're over in Kim's stream, because I can see you over there right now. Because I've been in Kim's stream for I think I logged in when she went live. I haven't said anything over there because it was all on my phone. I don't like doing things on my phone. It feels like absolute dog shit to try to be in somebody's chat on my phone. So yeah, but I've got her over on another screen right now. Them, God, pronouns. On my phone, you're on my laptop. Oh, that's nice. Nice. You've given me preferential treatment. How lovely of you, Lucy. I'm also a little bummed that I can't like properly watch Kim's stream. I haven't been able to all day. Because I've been very curious about Hobby Playtime Chapter 4. I'm gonna say I just steal one of Rain's words. Oh, I'm not worried. I'm not worried. It's just waiting on some shit to be taken care of, and it'll be all good. You need to move just a little. I'm starting to discover. Okay, so I've talked about. I could stop stuttering. Jesus. I've talked about this before on stream. I have psoriasis, right? And so I actually went to a dermatologist, and I was like, "Hey, yo, look at this," and she was all, "Yeah, that's psoriasis. I'm gonna give you some topical stuff to put on that's gonna help with it. It's helping out quite nicely, actually. I'm discovering that I have calluses forming on like so like you got my arm here, and then you got my elbow down here. You can kind of see the grossness of the psoriasis. Right about here, right about here on my forearm, I'm actually forming calluses because of the way that I rest my arms on the desk to paint, since I'm here like every day. I'm actually forming calluses on my forearms that are incredibly weird and unexpected. Right? So it's really bizarre feeling that. I don't like it. So I'm gonna need to start like doing a skincare routine on my fucking arms to hopefully prevent my arms from getting all gross and crusty. Did I post the porn Badoop yet? The porn Badoop? What? Tim does put their VODs up now if you wanted to watch later. I struggle with VODs. Live is a lot easier because you can actually, talk with the person. VODs for me is tough. I know that y'all don't. When you say porn, you posted somebody this morning. Where's my mouse? Why is it over there? You posted some goblin like showing hole this morning. I don't know if you're talking about that or if you're talking about something else, because no offense, Mew, there's no telling what the fuck you're talking about when you say that sometimes. And I mean that genuinely. Sometimes I have no idea what you're talking about whenever you refer to those things, because almost the entire NSFW section of my Discord is all you. And that's like every category, every single category. It's all you. So that one, okay. Yes, you did do that. You posted one yesterday, and then you posted again today. I fully understand you. It can get real rough sometimes. Feel like there's stuff I need to do to her feet. There is. Sorry. This model has a situation with her feet that requires attention. Because like her feet, she's got like these metal boots, or maybe she's got metal feet. I don't know. Because she's got metal arms. Little sections on these boots that require my attention. But yes, Mew, you have you posted those. What's got you so scatterbrained? What's going on, girl? Why you having issues? Like Wolf being scatterbrained, I get that. He's got a lot going on that he's got to deal with. But I don't know what you got going on. We don't really talk about that no more. I think the only thing that we've really talked about that's going on in your life is the guy at the LGS who was being a prick the other day. Which also feels like a Monday night thing. Did that happen again this week? Or am I wrong? Am I misremembering? I could be misremembering. Thursday nights. Okay. I'm misremembering. Why am I thinking Monday nights? Is that one of my locals? That might be one of my locals. Regarding as to why I've been scatterbrained, just 1.5 million things between family and other projects. Yeah, get that. Between prepping for Adepticon, which I need to be better about, which I think I'm going to be reducing down to just the Snorf, because I keep forgetting to do all the things that I need to be doing for him, and I need to get to work on that to get it finished. I think we're going to be reducing that down to just the Snorf, sadly enough, so we'll be getting back to work on that soon. We're going to put a TM on that. But so yeah, because like literally I keep not getting the materials I need to do the diorama, and I'm very, very quickly running out of time. And because we've got the move going on, so like we've got the Adepticon prep we've got going on, we've got the prep for the move that's going, we're actively working on the website, we're doing other things. Like there's so much going on. I totally get it, Mew. I totally understand. That's all I was trying to get to with that madness. There was really just trying to get to. Yes, I understand. So am around, but am drawing as well, so may not be too chatty. That's okay, Lucy. I understand. It's not your responsibility to keep the conversation going. That's my responsibility. Am I any good at it? Sometimes. Most times, we'll say it's middling at best. We got a Badoop over here. Got another Mew Badoop. Which, yep. That's a very Mew Badoop. Okay. Yeah. Drawing a little pupper. Whatever happened to the house flag? Did you ever get that done? Did you ever actually work on it? We talked about that a couple of weeks ago. Whenever you were dealing with the busted hand. And once your hand was good, we never talked about it. I was wondering if you ever got around to doing that. Yeah, that's some serious cleavage there, Mew. Okay. work this out a little bit. I did not. I got distracted by Pokemon, then pets. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, that's fair. I understand. I know y'all were messing with Adam's new animal. Who does the best? I think you want to use. I think cards, if I'm not mistaken. I could be. That's who I'm drawing. Ah, all right. I watched a thing from Onigiri this morning. Why do my fingers look like? I was watching a thing by Onigiri this morning where she competed with somebody in Akihabara to see who could find the most Pikachu cards in 2 hours. Like uniques, not like total, but like the most uniques. It was kind of interesting. Typing is tricky with one arm. I bet it is. I mean, I can still usually move my finger whenever I pull my shoulder out, but I don't advise it. And that's the refresh. We've been here 30 minutes already. Huh. That's interesting. I've been painting Pokemon. Whatever you can do to keep your mind busy. Makes sense. Completely get it. I have been losing my goddamn mind the past 48 hours because I've been wanting to do stuff and I've not been able to. Absolutely hate it. And yesterday, Rain packed all the Pokemon cards away, so I can't do anything with those right now. I'm drawing on my phone with my bad arm. Yeah, like I said, I understand. Okay. I need to do the metal because I need to do the metal before I do blue. There's not a lot of metal on her, right? No, there's not a lot of metal on her. The palette. It's a little more gunked up than I like it to be. But hey, you're managing to keep busy, and that's what's important. Like I said, last couple of days have been mind-numbing for me because I haven't been able to stay awake. And Rain doesn't think that's me being sick. Rain thinks that's me being depressed. I'm not inclined to disagree, but I'm not happy about the idea. Why am I depressed? I don't know. But I'm not in tune with my own emotions. So So yeah. I fuck up? Yes, I did. Wash that away. Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Wow. Take me off your list.
Sorry.
Cool. Really amazing the things that they're trying to scam people. Like $250 back with your yada yada. It's like, yeah, that's cool, but no. I'm a beginner and really into painting right now. I haven't started. Wait, what? I am a beginner and I'm really into painting right now. I haven't started yet. These are contradictory statements, brother. I have a kill team of deathcore. Yep, all right. And my friend just got a 3D printer so we can play with D&D figures. Any tips? Any tips is very ambiguous, brother. Is there anything specifically you are confused about? That would be a better route for me to take to be able to give you any tips. Because just saying, you know, just offhanded things, there's not really a way to tailor that. If you've got anything you're specifically confused about or think you may struggle with, we can go from there. But just any tips? There's not really a lot, because people are going to say like a lot of generic things, you know, make sure you thin your paints, yada 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 yada. But like that's just bullshit. You can get that from anywhere. Like personally, one if you're not painting yet, so you're doing you're buying GW. That we can already tell because you're doing deathcore. So you're buying GW already. I will suggest not using Citadel paints unless the GW stuff is all that's available to you. Go with Army Painter. Army Painter is more affordable and it lasts longer specifically. And I say that because GW uses paint pots, right? And those pots, while you can paint straight from the pot, and there's nothing wrong with doing that. For those of you who feel like there is something wrong with doing that, there's nothing wrong with doing that. But because it's designed to be used the way that it is, they don't last as long. They dry out, they go bad. So GW paints, while still good paints, in my opinion, are overpriced. One, and they're designed to go bad on you quickly. So if you're just getting into it, I would say don't do that, because you don't need stuff going out on you quickly and spending more money than you need to. Vallejo is a good company. Are you where are you based? Because if you're based in the US, Vallejo is going to be a little bit harder to get unless you have a store nearby that sells it. If you're in Europe, Vallejo's really easy. No problem with Vallejo. Czech Republic, yeah, you got no problem getting Vallejo. There's nothing wrong with Vallejo. I personally don't like the finish on Vallejo. But once again, it's also hard for me to get, so it may just be a situation of I've got old paint that's had a chance to go bad. Because I was able, a lot of the stuff that I got is from local stores, and because of that, it's had a chance to go bad. The stuff that I do have of theirs that I know is new works really great. So, Vallejo typically typically is going to be a good product to work with. There's absolutely nothing wrong with going with that, especially if you're European based, because you can get it at a decent price. You can get it at a decent price. You can get it pretty regularly when you're looking for new colors. No problem, Vallejo, whatsoever. Okay. That's going to be a lot harder than you think it is, Wolf. The reason that it's hard in the States is because while it's easy to get started with them, getting replenishment is difficult. Getting replenishment is very difficult. They have a tendency of ignoring their distros here in the States after a while. So yeah, that can be challenging. I'm not saying impossible. I'm saying challenging. So yeah, Vallejo is will be just fine for you. Like I said, it works fine for what it is. You can use a dry palette or a wet palette, whatever you feel like doing. Whenever you go with like a dry palette, I would suggest going with something like, you see like these little fidget toys. This is a dedicated dry palette. But you'll find a lot of fidget toys that are like silicone, with these little bubbles that you can like pop out. Little popper fidget toys. They'll have like a fuck ton of these little recesses on them. You can use these as dry palettes if you want, and they're really easy to clean because of the way that they're designed. Or you can use a wet palette. A lot of people say go with a wet palette, and they're always going to stand by that. I say go with whatever makes you comfortable, because just because everybody uses a wet palette doesn't mean that's going to be what's best for you. I used to use Citadel. I used it straight out of the pot. That worked just fine for me. Now I use the wet palette. I like the wet palette because I'm slow. A lot of people, when they first get into doing this, they want to get things done quickly. And because they want to get things done quickly, a wet palette isn't always necessary, because you want to see finished projects. And once again, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just going by what I see typically happen. Yes, thank you. So about the process, do I catch that you're base coating? I am and I'm not. I work in sections. Okay. So here, let me give you a better example. I've got another in progress model right now that is better for showing us. We're going to zoom out a little bit. So this is a model I started on Sunday, right? And so if you look, you'll see the under blue here, this bright turquoise color. It's all done. It's all done. This is how I paint. I paint very slowly. So I base coated, and I based dark, and then I highlight up from there. There's a lot of different techniques you can use. As a beginner, the process that I'm going to suggest is the same process that Citadel suggests, and that is go with your mid-tone, then use a wash to darken it down, and then brighten sections back up to your mid-tone, and then apply your highlights. That, to me, is a great way to get started painting. Now, I, over time, have adjusted going from a dark to light scale. So I went with my darkest color, and I've highlighted up from there. But then you can see, like, the wings here, I've just done pink. I base coated the pink. I'm going to put more pink on here later, and I'm going to, once again, gradually brighten the wings up here. I kind of did the blue. I'm looking at it now, and I'm not happy with it, the dark blue all over. I'm not happy with the dark blue now, so I'm gonna address that later. But the pink of the wings is what I'm gonna be working on next. So I'm gonna put the darkest color of pink down, and then I'm gonna brighten that up to a nearly white pink here around the tips. So so I'm doing that same process. I'm doing that same process here with my Moira. So what I'm doing right now is I am laying down the base coat, but I'm also doing a metallic, so I'm not really going to be doing anything substantial on top of this. But I'm doing this this metallic color on her right now, and then whenever I'm done with this, I'm gonna come in and I'm going to do my my blues. I have a bright blue that I'm gonna use as like a pseudo glow effect. I'm not gonna do a whole hell of a lot with it, mostly because, you know, she's like an inch tall, and I don't really paint what one would call display. I paint tabletop plus is what I call my my variation of painting, which is, you know, they're tabletop ready, but they're a little bit better than what you would normally see on a tabletop. That's what I'm doing. But I don't really do display worthy because I don't want to. Like the process that Zumikito showed me is more individual for edge washing, and for textured areas, he just did normal washing. See, I don't typically do washes personally, but that is a choice I have. If I do use a wash, I generally make the wash myself, which I think Zumikito does as well. Like, he's a really amazing artist. I don't think he gets the recognition he deserves, but he and I have different approaches. Again, he is a display artist. I am not. He's also been doing this so much longer than me. Like, oh my god, longer than I've been doing this. He is fantastic. And like I said, he has his own approach. And one day you will have your own approach whenever you get into doing this. So, like I said, for me, what I would suggest as someone getting into it would be to use that old school Citadel approach, which is the mid-tone, wash, highlight. Or it's mid-tone, wash, mid-tone, highlight. That's kind of what the Citadel methodology is. That's what they want you to do for their variants. Oh, of course, absolutely. I have no problem going in, talking to you about whatever you've got going on. In your paints. Okay. Again, I hate the generic thin your paints. Yes, it is important, but at the same time, there's so many different ways of thinning your paints, and nobody typically goes through like the effort of talking to you about like how thinning them works. There's a few videos out there. I've talked about it here before. But the generic advice of thin your paints, like everybody's going to tell you. Like everybody's going to tell you thin your paints. And so that's why I was like, I don't really want to give you that advice, because you've heard that. You've definitely heard that by now, wherever it is that you're looking for advice. Usually use Merlin Magic Medium. I most of the time use water. Merlin, I'm not going to discount Merlins. I use Merlins as well. Merlins is fucking fantastic. Whenever I need to thin something down with a medium, that's the medium that I use. Unless I'm making a wash. If I'm making a wash, I usually use the stuff that Pro Acrylic is. But like, that's my point though, is there's so many different ways of thinning. There's so many ways of thinning that, like I said, the generic, make sure you thin your paints. You've heard that. You've been told that. You will look into how various people do their work, and you will come to your own conclusions on what's best for you. I do think you can over thin your paint, and I think that's a trap that a lot of people fall into. Is over thinning. Is there a reason you're not accepting paint right here? Is it you're not accepting, or I forgot to paint the entire side of it? I forgot to paint the entire side of it. To be honest, I've bought starting set of Citadel. It's like, is it inhaler? Is it good? Some colors I miss. I would like to buy some Vallejo. Go for it. You know, if you have a better, if you have access to other paints and you feel that you would like to try those, try them. There's nothing to keep you from trying things out. Like I said, I don't promote Vallejo to a lot of Americans just because in America it's harder. It's not impossible, but it's harder to get Vallejo than it is to get most other things. So that's why I ask like where you are. Being in Europe, you have a way easier time of getting it. Vallejo, it's good paint. My personal preferences are Army Painter and Pro Acryl, but I've used a lot. I've used a lot of different brands. I don't really use Citadel anymore just because it's expensive. That's literally it, because it's expensive and because of how easy it is for it to go bad. Their contrast paints, I am not going to say that. If you want to use contrast paints, no, 100% go for it. Because their contrast paints are, God, everywhere. Their contrast paints are really good. And those are not ones that I feel go bad very quickly. It's their standard acrylics are the ones that I feel have the tendency of going bad faster. And once again, in Europe, you have access to more variety because most of the paint companies are in Europe. You've got Vallejo and Scale 75 that come out of Spain. I believe Army Painter comes out of Denmark. You've got Citadel out of the UK, and then you've got Green Stuff World. I don't remember exactly where Green Stuff World is. It's also in Europe, and then you've got Ultra Acryl that's about to come out of Germany. So lots and lots of choices out there. So if you want to try something, try something. I will let you know now. If you decide to go with Scale 75, it is going to feel very different than what you're used to because they use a different acrylic medium than most companies do. They use a gel-based medium. I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm saying it's different.
Nani?
It is very, very different. So Scale 75 can be kind of weird. Their colors are great. Their version of contrast is called Instant Color. It's garbage. Leave it alone. Don't touch it. They need to rework that formula. They know they need to rework that formula. So I'll just save you some time there. Instant Color by Scale 75. Avoid it. Their alchemies, their metals and alchemies are amazing. They're some of the best. I would ask about primering. Do you prefer to prime your minis? I would like to prime my minis. How should I approach? About primers, should I buy 2 black with white for shading? Okay. I'm of multiple different beliefs when it comes to primers. So you've got an interesting person to talk to about that one. You can pull up my gobos for example. Their employees properly. That's they've fixed that, Mew. That's they came to an agreement weeks ago about that one. Sorry, I need to address that, but that needs to be addressed. They did come to an agreement about that one several weeks ago. All that, and need to design those paint pots. So paint pots. Like I said, Citadels I don't advise just because bottle. Okay, primers. So when it comes to priming your models, I advise using a spray primer. And when I say a spray primer, I mean like what you would usually see out of a spray paint can. I have. Oh, it looks like cryo rated AC. Okay, that's interesting. Wasn't expecting to see AC when I looked over there. So this is what I mean when I say a spray primer. This is what I use. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and let you know. If you decide to do like I do, I use a gray primer. I don't use a black primer. I don't use a white primer. I use a gray primer. I use something that is just a primer, it's real easy to get some of these spray cans and get a paint primer combo. You don't want paint primer combos. Those are going to usually have a gloss finish. And that's going to be really bad for trying to apply paint because gloss is going to try to wick it away. So if you're going to get a primer, make sure it's just a primer. I prefer spray cans because, and I'm not sure the exact chemistry of it, but there's an aspect of the propellant that they use that allows it to adhere to your models better. That's why I use spray can primers. Being in Europe, you'll have access to Vallejo as well as Color Forge. We have Color Forge in the States, but not to the same extent that y'all do in Europe. You can go with a black with and doing the white zenithal. I personally don't believe in that method. And the reason, okay, the reason I don't believe in that method is because it has a tendency of not mattering when you use regular acrylic paints. Okay? When you use contrast paints or speed paints or anything like that, it matters, okay? But when you're doing standard acrylics, it doesn't matter because as soon as you've got your base coat down, you can't see that zenithal highlight anymore, so it doesn't matter. So my suggestion is go with, as a beginner, a black primer. Okay, now if you're doing contrast paints, like if that's what your goal is, a white primer is definitely going to be better for that. I personally prefer a bright gray instead. The color specifically, if you're going to be doing contrast paints that I advise is Gray Seer, if you're doing, which is a Citadel. But if you're going to be doing, a contrast paint, I personally prefer Gray Seer over a white because whites are a little on the way bright side, whereas Gray Seer, not so
daddy.
When I shoot it with my phone, I could see where the spots are shading. And if that's what if you want to do that, absolutely, no problem doing that. Like I said, I personally don't do that. I have one model. And that is it. That is zenithal. That is this one. And he has been waiting to be primed, or he's been waiting to be painted for months. Literal months. He has been sitting on my desk, primed, ready to go. And he is done the way that he is, specifically for camera. And that's it. Because y'all can see him really well on camera, the way that he is. Whereas my usual models, whenever they're just a flat primer, y'all can't see them very well. That's the only reason why he's done the way that he is. He terrifies the shit out of me. And that's why I haven't touched him yet. But like my Moira here, you can still see her primer. I just used, like I said, a basic gray primer. You can see it really well wherever you're going to be painting. And for me, it works out really well. I'm sorry, Lotus, I didn't mean to ignore you. Welcome in. Slap chop method works well for that. Yeah, that's also true. If you want to do contrast, you can do slap chop, which again, you at some point in time would be using a gray primer in there. But I definitely advise rattle can primers because the primer sticks better. The primer sticks better with a rattle can. You can use a brush on or a or an airbrush primer. There's nothing wrong with that. If you do, just try not to touch the model too much. I'm sorry, Lotus. We're talking to a newbie about getting into painting, and y'all all know how I have feelings about primers. So yeah, I advise rattle can. Again, black is a great, like, if you just go black, and if you do zenithal, that's fine, right? Like, I'm not saying don't do it. It doesn't do any good for me personally, and I don't feel like it does a lot of good for people who have just joined, who have just started out. I don't know that zenithal does a whole lot of good in that case, unless you are like taking photos of it and then Brain, come back to me. Yeah, unless you're taking photos of it and then you're like using that and letting that address your highlights. Personally, if you're just starting getting into miniatures, I wouldn't say worry too much about highlights, shadows, and all that shit. Get paint on models, man. Get paint on models, get them to a level of complete where like you've got a bunch of different colors on there and they look like they're ready to go and be played with. My Goblin Cleric as an example. Your Goblin Cleric, there's a lot going on with your Goblin Cleric, girl. I don't know that those eyes are still just soul piercing. Though I do think that eyeliner helped a lot. I do think that eyeliner helped. Yeah, but it's get paint on models and get them done, right? It's not worrying about highlights or shadows or all that. Get them to a place where they look complete. And then worry about the extra stuff later. Like just because the model looks done. I am also a cinematographer. That is what my education is in. My formal education is in cinematography, so I totally understand. Even with that background, I'm gonna say that. Even with that background, I'm gonna say, get them to a state where they look complete. You can always add more paint later, right? Like that's the thing, is you don't have to have it where like it's playable and you feel it's done. You can keep going. But my biggest advice is get them to a state where they look like any onlooker would come to it and go, yeah, that's a complete model. Does that make more sense? Because yeah, you can, like I said, you can always add more. Oh, thank you for the follow, brother. And see, people forget that, right? Like people forget that all the time. And people are always like, yeah, like I got to do it and I got to do it perfectly. No, you don't. No, you don't. You're going to fuck up. You're going to fuck up like crazy. I fuck up all the time. I fucked up on this model before you got here. Like, that's not a bad thing. Actually, it's inherently a good thing. Fucking up is inherently a good thing. Does it hurt? Yes, it always will. Hang on. Sorry, y'all didn't need to hear that. Oh God. Yeah, fucking up. It sucks. It's discouraging. It always will be. Inherently a good thing because you're always going to learn from it every single time. I'm someone who has a breakdown about their painting once every few months. I think everybody here has watched me do that at some point in time. Because I want my work to look amazing. I look at people like Zumakito, like AC, like Cryo Cheese, and it's always like, why can't I be like that? And I'm like, I haven't put in the time. And like, you got to remember that, like, you haven't put in the time. So that's something to always remember. So I look at Aaron, I look at Cryo, and the two of them are huge inspirations to me. God, I hope neither of them are here right now. Aaron is not. Cryo might be. Nope, he's not. He's over in AC's chat. So yeah, you got, like I said, the biggest advice, and almost nobody in the hobby space is going to tell you it, is just get them fully covered in paint. That's it. Get where there's no more primer showing. where they're just 100% covered in paint, where if you went to the game store, no one's going to question whether or not those are playable models or not, whether or not you're going to lose points for those because you didn't finish them. Like that's the state you need to get them to. And then after you do that, set them aside and work on something else. Right? And I mean that sincerely. Don't touch them again. You're going to want to. You're going to want to make them perfect. I think your first models you should get done and you should leave them the fuck alone. You know what? I've got examples. I've got my lovely ladies here who I can show you as examples. These two ladies are a year apart, okay? So I painted my lovely lady Melody here. We're gonna delay this ad. I've got my lovely lady Melody here. I worked on her in roughly June of 2023. Okay. And so this is how she turned out. I'm never going to work on this model again. However, her twin sister, who I worked on a year later, I worked on her. And you can see she is very different. Right? These two lovely ladies next to one another, you can tell, very, very different. Yeah, and this is a year's worth of progress. Right? So, this is what I mean though. I'm never going to work on her again. I'm going to print this model again this coming June, and I'm going to paint it. And I'm going to do it in the exact same styling. I'm going to try to give her the little hot pink flare there. I'm going to do the blue tips, the purple hair, the white skin. I'm going to do this in the exact same theming, but I'm going to do my best to make the next one look even better. So that's what I mean. Like, you've got this one here. The shading on this isn't real shading. It's, I took my brush, I took a line of darker paint, and I went into the recesses. That was the shading. That's not real shading. Now, this one, you can see here from above how much very different she is. There's way more color in there, and it's using the same paints even. Using the same paints, not the same brushes, but it's using the same paints. So there's a lot more that's gone on with her than went on with her. So that's the difference. That's why I say get some that look done and set them aside. If you want to revisit them in the future, you can. There's nothing to stop you from doing that. I use these as benchmarks. So I have a 3D printer. This is a free model, by the way. That is a free model. It is Project Melody by Print Obsession. On my mini factory, you can get that model 100% free. All of you, if you print models, you want a good benchmarking model, Melody's a great one. So, and she's absolutely free. Print Obsession has a whole bunch of free models that you can get. You have to scale them down, but they've got great benchmarking models. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. That's why I say, like, get them to a state where they're complete, and you're learning from that, right? You're learning from all the things that you've done up to that point. Okay, like you're learning like how your paints are gonna behave. You're learning how your brushes are gonna work with the models. Hell, you might find that certain primers are better than other ones. Certain ways of assembly can cause problems in painting, and I'm going to explain what I mean by that. And this little bitch is a great way of explaining that. How often do you stream your paints? I stream typically Tuesday through Sunday at 2:30 Central Time. You're in the Czech Republic. That is 7:30 p.m. for you. 7:30 or nope, hold on. At 19:30 depending on how you do it. Tuesday through Sunday. I was off yesterday, which, Mew, can you throw up my Discord for me, please? Or anyone really want to command Discord for me? If I'm ever not streaming on a day I usually am, I inform everybody on there. Thank you, Lotus. But yeah, I stream at the same time every day but Monday. I take Mondays off now in the near future, and I'm going to say this for everyone. In the very near future, I'm going to be taking a few weeks off. And the reason for that is because I'm going to have to disassemble my entire setup here. I have to take this whole thing apart because we're moving. We're moving into a house in the at the beginning of March, so I'll probably start slowing down next week. Until we get fully moved over, I'm gonna get everything set up over there, and we're gonna get going. And then, while Adepticon is going on, I won't be streaming painting, but I will be doing my best. Oh god. I will be doing my best to stream every day from the show floor. And if I can get some time at some of the demos and whatnot that they have there where people can sit down and paint, I will be doing my best to stream from there. So yes, for anybody who's going to Adepticon, I'm going to be there the entire week. And then anybody who's not, I will be trying to stream from the show floor. But we'll see how that goes. We've still got to get some materials for that, which we should be getting our hands on next week. But yeah. Tuesday through Sunday. Like I said, you're where you are, 7:30 p.m. or 19:30 if you're on 24-hour time for the Czech Republic. And you're welcome to come in here anytime and ask any questions. I'll do my best to answer them. Are they going to be answers you want to hear? Oftentimes, no. I'm real cynical about a lot of the established bullshit that they've got in the world of painting. But that's because it doesn't work for me. But it works for a lot of other people. Works for a lot of other people. So I will, if it works for you, I'm not going to say don't do it. A lot of the time, it doesn't work for me though. That's why I use gray primer. That's why I do things very sectionally, yada, yada, yada. Okay, we've got an ad coming up. I'm getting real weirded out by all the movement I'm seeing. We've got an ad coming up, so we're going to take a quick ad break to let that run through so that nobody misses any content. That's another thing. I take whenever visits... sorry, reading at the same time, trying to talk. Whenever ads come up, I try to stop so that nobody misses anything. Because I find that's better for everybody. So we're gonna take a quick ad break. When we come back, we're gonna keep working on the Moira here. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I will answer anything I can. Back in a few minutes, folks. That is the wrong thing. Oh, the mic's on. Damn. Okay, well, that's fine. Okay. How long do we have? 20 seconds. That cloak looks very different than what I'm doing. Did I forget to do the cloak? I forgot to do the cloak. God damn it. No, you didn't. You didn't hear that. That's not what you heard at all. Not what you heard at all. I don't know what you're talking about. You're crazy. All right. All right. Kobe. I don't know if you're still here. I'm going to call you Kobe because that's the only part of your name I can pronounce. Okay. So we're working on my Moira here. I guess I should have shown you this earlier, right? So we've got my Moira here. Camera, can we please? Thank you. There we go. And like I said, I'm working on her sectionally, so I'm working on the reds of her right now. This is one that I finished recently to give you an idea of my plans with her. So I am starting with the darks, working my way up to the lights. I'm not going to go crazy with the highlights or anything, but like that gives you an idea of what I'm going with. Tom, okay, Tom's fine. But yeah, you can see this one's considerably darker than this one. That's because that's how I'm working on her. But her skin's done. Her blacks are done. I forgot to do the cloak. We'll get the inside of the cloak. We'll get to that here in a little bit. And then yeah, I haven't done all the metals and all the reds yet. So yeah, that's one Moira. Like I said, these are tabletop plus is what I like to call this. Yeah. So they're good for tabletop. Not a whole lot else. But yeah, I'm here all the time working on things. I am working on another model right now. Which I need to get back to work on now that I've made a decision about it. And that is the Snorf. The Snorf, he's such a beautiful model. I need to get work. I essentially need to go to work on his base. But this is going to be my entry for Resin Beast at Adepticon. There's his underside. I really like the way his underside came out. He's my goofy little boy. Yeah, I need to get to work on his base though. Oh, I need to get back to work on him. No, I've decided not to do the diorama because I keep forgetting to go out and get the materials that I need to make the diorama. And because of the move, I don't really have the brain to focus on that. I was wondering about other question. I don't know if it fits into your progress. So, what about blending colors? Now, when you say blending colors, what exactly are you looking for? Are you looking for blending two entirely different colors together, or are you looking to blend two similar colors together? Either way, it's kind of the same answer. It is a long process. It is something that I feel is going to take a little bit more of an experienced hand. Two similars? Okay. Two similars is a hell of a lot easier. Two similars is a hell of a lot easier. It honestly, I can show you. I can show you. Let me get my reds down, and I'll show you what my approach is. And it's blending in an easy way is one of the reasons why I suggest Pro Acryl. Am I using Pro Acryl right now? No, these are not Pro Acryl. Army Painter. Army Painter Fanatics are amazing for getting colors together. And the reason for that is I have someone who makes a whole hell of a lot of sense right now. Yeah, let's grab these. I have my greens here. I have these hella vibrant greens, right? And so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, War Paints Fanatics. They do the work for you. So here you go. You want like a nice bright goblin green? These 6 colors will make that happen for you. Just go 1 through 6. And I say 1 through 6 because you see vibrant greens here. Here on the label. Vibrant greens, number 1. And then you work your way up. You work your way through those. These do the work for you. But, okay. But, yeah. So yeah, like this is the number 1. And then this is 1 through 6 here. Okay. Oh, we're already done to refresh. All right. But yeah, these are 1 through 6. So you start here and you can work your way up to, once again, it's a near white. And you can start and stop anywhere in this process, right? Like you want to start here and work your way up to this, you can do that. You want to start at the leafy green and work your way up to Vivid Volt, and that's all you want to do. You don't want these 2 outside ones. You can do that. So Army Painter Fanatics does all that work for you. I do suggest, even if you don't need them all, buying them all 6 at a time. That's my advice. That's also $35 a pop, about 37 euro, I think, if you do it that way, to get all of them at once. So maybe not for everybody. That is the way I advise doing it, but that doesn't mean that's the way you have to do that. So those take care of that for you. They're so close together that blending is not as necessary. It is still kind of needed, but it's not as needed because they almost take care of it for you. That's where knowing how to thin your paints comes in. Okay? And what I mean by that is, like, I'm working with, this is Burnt Red by Proacryl. So, like, I'm not working with my Army Painter Fanatics because Army Painter Fanatics does not have the reds that I want for this model. They don't do it. I don't know why they don't do it, but they don't. So, what I'm going to do here, because this is the last bit that I need to turn red, and then I'll get the next red and I'll show you exactly what I do. So blending 2 similars together. Let me make sure I get coverage. If I don't get coverage, it's gonna bother me. I don't like primer showing. Some people don't mind using their primer as a color. I don't like using primer as a color. I try to fully cover up my primer. Okay, so all of my reds are in place. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna have to zoom way the fuck out for that's the focus dial. All right, so I've got my palette over here. So I don't have a lot of shades. One color, I should just buy mid-tone and the darkest and the lightest. You can do that and you can mix. That's an option. I have an obscene amount of paint, and I mean that literally. You can get the darkest in a chain, the lightest in a chain, and a mid-tone, and you can mix and match those however you need to. It's a little bit more difficult than you might imagine it is, but it is possible. I've done it. Evelyn, who I know is not here, has had to do it with her blues. We discussed that at length at one point. Okay, so I've got 2 different reds on my palette over here, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this second red. This is my slightly brighter color, and I'm gonna thin it down. Now I'm thinning this down about 75% opacity. About 75% opacity. And then going over the model where I want that highlight to be. So on her shoulders, it's going to be a bit of banding. Trying to stay out of the little recesses that she's got in between there. I don't think I was successful with that, but that is what I'm attempting. And so work that up a little bit. Try to get that everywhere that I want that to be. And then I'm going to let that dry. Okay. So I don't really think you're going to be able to see it too well because they are very similar colors, and apparently I can't lock in focus the way that I need to. There we go. You can't really see the difference there, but it does bump up from a darker color around here than around the peak. Okay. But it's not a direct bump up. Now, what I could continue to do here is what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to stay away from the edge where the two meet, and I'm going to brighten it up just a little bit more towards the center. And so that intermediary where it's only about 75% opacity kind of helps one color merge into the other. And that's typically what I do. And then I'm going to get the next color up and I'm going to cover less space, and then I'm going to go the next color up and I'm going to cover even less space. And I'm going to keep that slightly transparent each time I'm going up. Like, I'm going to keep it at about the same level of opacity, but I'm going to cover less area each time. Now, another alternative, something that I also do, is that if you do get that harsh line where you can see the different colors there, take the previous color, okay, the darker of the colors that's underneath. And this only really works when you're doing the darker up method. If you're doing this, like, it works mid-tone up, mid-tone down. It's just a little bit wonky, and you just have to adjust accordingly. What you can do is you can get it down to nearly invisible, like to where you've got almost no pigment in your brush, where it's just real thin. It's still flowy. It's not dry. All right. You're going down to glazing. That's what everybody likes to say. That's the term everybody likes to use. They like to say glazing. I hate glazing because glazing is very ambiguous. But you're going down to where you're working with very little pigment, and you work from using the darker color, kind of just wisping from the brighter color to the darker color and making that line slowly fade away. So because you're adding very little pigment, it's going to help with that idea of them being one smooth transition from one to another. It is a very difficult thing to get down. Okay. I've been doing this for 5 years. I am still planning on taking a class on how to do this properly, to give you an idea. Lots of people will tell you glaze. They're not going to tell you necessarily the proper ways of getting that down. That's not to say that they don't. I was here with Cryo Cheese, and it was Cryo Cheese. It was who the fuck else was here? Aaron was here. There was someone else. There were kind of I'm trying to remember the person who was helping me originally. Yeah, Killaby. Thank you, Lotus. God, why? I do not know why I couldn't think of his name. Killaby. They helped me greatly, and I was working on this model. Trying to get this glow onto the black around this heat. Okay, Mew, you're good. I'm sorry you have to deal with that, but yeah, they were helping me try to learn, teaching me the best ways to glaze out using different colors, how to get my, how to get the amount of water right, how to get the amount of pigment right, and no, it looks like absolute hot garbage. This is not one of the better looking versions. But you're seeing it on camera. The camera's kind of tricking you because it's a shitty camera. But since then, I've had a much better grasp on what I was doing. But I still plan on taking a class on how to properly glaze. And but everything that they taught me about doing this helped out tremendously. So yeah, I've been working on that gradually since then. There's a lot that needs to be done. It must be nice being blind on how damn good you are. No, literally, you're seeing a much different. Y'all are seeing it much differently than I am on camera versus in real life. Because for y'all, it looks very well blended. For me, you can see definitive different color layers, and it looks splotchy. It almost looks as though I was tapping a dry brush on, as opposed to actually glazing. But the camera, because it's a piece of shit camera with a bad lens. Really, it's the lens. It's not the camera. The camera's fine. It's the lens. Because of that, it has a very different appearance on camera than it does in actuality. I would go and I'd grab my cinema camera and I'd show you on there. But I don't want to take the time to get all that set up. But it's very disjointed. Very disjointed. But since then, I have been able to employ those same techniques and refine them and get better at them on future models. And they've come out very well. Like with the Snorf. The Snorf, I did a lot of blending on him, and it came out very nicely. They all look the way that they were supposed to. But with that model, mostly because I haven't gone back and worked on it since then, it doesn't look right. It was really weird working on boobs on. Especially with these incredibly tiny bitches. Badoop. I did hear Badoops. I saw a Lotus one in there. I didn't see the other one before it. Oh, there's a clip there. Oh, there's a fire. Okay. Thought I saw a Lotus. Yes, I'm mistaken. Yeah, I know. I don't know what the hell that was. Oh, that was... Okay, that's something different. But yeah. And so I also see that you are in the Discord now. So yeah, anytime I do any updates or anything like that, I do them from in there. If you want to show off any of your work, I have sections for that. We go through community art on Sundays. So that's a thing as well. That might have been what I saw. Starting with the AI usually. Yeah, we start out with the AI section, and then we move our way over to the work in progress stuff. If you ask for particular advice, I'll do what I can to give it to you. I usually don't do advice whenever we go through community art, just offhandedly, because I don't feel that I'm an expert enough to do that. I know some people here will disagree with me, but that's my opinion of myself. If you want to ask me questions on how to do shit, I will do my best to answer them. I typically don't offer up free advice. I did on Muse Cleric for the eyeliner because those eyes are so goddamn disturbing. But Cleric would have come out good. Your feedback. Well, you asked for feedback. If you asked for feedback, I'm going to give you feedback. You and Mew are typically asking for feedback. So I don't really have an issue giving you unsolicited advice. Killabee sometimes asks how to like, what he thinks as far as color. Color is something that I have a little bit of an obsession with. So if you want to ask me things about color and what to work with in that regard, I can usually have an answer. post after I start painting and stuff. Master's thesis. Hey man, I understand. My thesis was a huge pain in the ass because I had a fuck ton of people pull out at the last minute, and I wasn't able to get the damn thing shot. The alerts from Sunday are still up. The alerts from Sunday are still up. What am I stupid and forgot? To what are you referring, Lotus? The maid alerts? The maid alerts. Hold on. Wait a second. What? Oh, shit. Thank you for pointing that out. Those are supposed to be more expensive now. They're still supposed to be there.
Alerts from Sunday? Maid alerts?
Like, they're still supposed to be there, but they're supposed to be more expensive and not at the top. They're supposed to be at the bottom of the list, not the top of the list. I need a hair tie. Where in... Do I have a hair tie? Because I'm getting rather warm. And I'm not enjoying that. Do I have a hair tie in here? No. Yeah, there was a lot of stuff going down. There are my hair ties. I found them in a purse. There you are. Sorry, I need to pull up my hair because my AC is not gonna kick on because it's fucking cold outside right now. Yeah, you get a discount during events. What is... remind me, Lotus. What was the condition behind getting the other versions of me before? Wasn't it like we had to hit the bits goal, which is what? 1,000 bits? That's right, it's 1,000 bits. Y'all can use them if you want, but you were discouraged from doing so. You knew this. If you wanted to use one, you should have hit it. I guess I can be a merciful God. Oh, gotta turn that off. I gotta turn a couple things off, don't I? Turn that off. Turn that off. There you go. I'm gonna be a little bit more free with this one because he's not something that people are gonna get horned up on. Really, it's the horny models that y'all need to pay for.
Smash.
And I think you completely understand. Now this one might actually be the foundation for whenever I get a proper model drawn up. Because he's got a lot better assembly than the other one does. Like I'm still gonna have like the primary model whenever I get it done, it's still gonna be like this variant, but it'll probably be based off of this one because, like I said, this one just has better cohesion. That's the word, cohesion. So I'll probably use this. I'll probably use this as an example. And I have other variants that are used as better examples. For aging him up and what. Oh well, we can't have that, Lotus. We can't have that. Once you suffer. I'm sorry. Did I not grant you what you asked for? I feel like I did. I feel like I did take the time to go in there and grant you what you asked for. And now you want to sit here and say it wasn't enough? Y'all will probably see that one more often whenever I just feel like putting it on. Again, I do believe that's what my new Fugi is now, by the way. I did upload that to act as my new Fugi. So whenever I do a collab with someone who uses Fugi, that's what's going to end up popping up on screen. So right now, Kim. It just Kim. And I don't think I've got another collab with them until next Thursday. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we're not supposed to get together till next Thursday. How are you feeling after your 2 days off? I'm not feeling great. If I'm being totally honest. I'm still feeling kind of gross. I'm feeling kind of weak. I'm unnecessarily sore. And I don't know why. But yeah. Not doing fantastically. But I knew y'all needed me. So here I am. Hopefully you're not coming down with something. There's a decent possibility I am. My immune system is garbage. Like, I'm not gonna say, like, no, I'm not, but like, I'm not gonna say I am either, because I don't know. So it is entirely possible that I am coming down with something, and that I'm gonna be out of commission for a little while, and then there's a chance that I'm wrong. Rain was cognizant enough to make me get my flu shot. So if it is the flu, it's not going to be terribly effective, but you know. So thank you about your advice. I will try to attend your streams, but I do have a lot of work to do today. I was really curious. I do the job on minis. I do a lot of research. No, it's fine. I totally understand, Tom. It's all good, man. So, like I said, if you want to ask questions, I can do my best to answer them. To the best of my ability. Is that always going to necessarily be what you want to hear? I don't know. Like I said, I don't necessarily have the same approach that the rest of the community does. So, yeah. I don't have a better way of saying that. But I will, like I said, I will do my best to answer any questions presented to me if it is within my power to do so. And it's not always. It's not always something that I have capabilities in or knowledge in. And when those times occur, I do admit to my faults. Because I, by no means, am an expert. I'm someone who just does this all the time. A fair amount. That might be too much water. Definitely. Okay. Not working the way that I want it to. It's better. Oh, and if you're curious, because I have to answer this question a fair amount. Oh, hey, Ramshackle. Sorry then, thank you. I need to go to sleep. Shooting tomorrow. Alright, brother. You have a good one. Sleep well. What did Disney do this time? What is Disney doing this time? Can't just tell me Disney's at it again and not tell me what the hell's happening. They're bringing Gwen Stacy back from the dead again. Oh, so? Who cares? That's not necessarily Disney. That's just Marvel in general, dude. Nobody ever stays dead. Death has no consequences in that universe. But how are they doing it this time? Yeah, it's all good, Tom. One more thing, if you would like to see one of my work, I can send you my clips. Okay, so in my Discord we have work in progress and finished projects. Like, that is not exclusive to miniatures, that is any kind of art. So if you want to load something in there, go for it, brother. Good night, brother. Necromancer shit? Okay. Are they... Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate you saying. Thanks, so, man. He'll be fine. I'm not far from done with him. Shows her grave and shadow and a shovel. So yeah, that's what it sounds like. Are they doing animated or live action? Comic? Oh, comic. Well, that's still Marvel. See, that's the thing that folks got to remember is Disney owns Marvel Studios, not Marvel the company. So if it's in the comics, it's that's straight up Marvel. Could it be influenced by Disney? Absolutely. Or in Gwen Stacy's case, Sony. That Gwen Stacy is technically owned by Sony as far as film rights goes. So there could be influence there, but if it's comics, that's all Marvel. But like I said, I won't discount influence. They will absolutely do that if they think that they need a lead up to some property that they plan on shooting. But yeah, that definitely sounds like something that they would be doing. Again, it's especially in the comics, death is not permanent. I'm guessing it's Peterson learning magic and completely lost his will. Oh, that seems like a dangerous combination. Could be Peter. Not gonna discount that. I don't keep up with the comics, so I wouldn't know. Oh, like that's an expensive hobby. Like I've already got this hobby that's expensive. Like I don't need another one. I remember dropping like $120 a week on comics. That was. That was a stupid period. I'm not gonna say it wasn't. I'm like that was all me being dumb. But yeah. All the different books that I was following back then. In his recent arc, he was shown death shown time achieved. Nothing more than a historical footnote. Trivia questions. Yeah, that's not something anybody should ever know about themselves. You always want to imagine that you're making an impact. Yes, I do say this from experience. and being illustrated to you that that's not the case is very disheartening. Let's see what this phone call is. Hello? Please take me off your list. Don't know what to do with that statement. Gotta love it whenever the robots are like, No, it's fine. I got a phone call as well. No, like I said, that's one of those things that you never really want to know what your future holds in those instances, because that's just not a good thing. You always want to make, like I said, you want to make an impact. You want to make an impact on the universe, and being told that you're a footnote, that's really rough to know. Really not a good thing to be made aware of. Did you our inner cloak? Like that's what I started with. No, it didn't. Work. That one that I have? I don't have Rainbow Dance. What I've got is Cat Rave. I don't have Rainbow Dance. Just a linear thing. He was shown the future time. Well, yeah. Sounds about right. Like, it's not like being like seeing that kind of stuff. Never a good. Why? And yeah, that can make you do stupid things. That can make you do real stupid things. Still not mixing. You're not mixing well. Okay. You're mixing fine. You're not. Okay. Five. Five down. Number 6 down. Hello? Not happy about that, but okay. My Brigade Gray not behaving very well. And it's a little distressing to me. You know that scene from the movies where Strange was seeing millions of futures appear? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I get you. That's what I figured you meant. That's what I figured you mean. Like I said, that's not necessarily something somebody should see. It leads you to doing horrible things. Because yeah, you're gonna look at it and go, why bother being a good guy if it doesn't matter in the long run? Sounds about right. Oh, no. Tom posted. When did I do that? How the fuck did I? God damn it. Well, let's fix it. Do I know how I did that? No. But it don't look right. I gotta fix it now. How long am I? I'm tired. That is not that long at all. Let me see. I do think something's wrong with it. What? I don't know. Something's definitely. And the issue after, he was talked to by every single person important to him. That's Mary Jane. Finds no hope. I mean, again, whenever you see the future that way, that tends to be what happens. Like, that is one thing that's better about the writing over at Marvel is they do look into, like, the psychology of folks. Like, how would most people react to the idea that their actions are insignificant? The average person, they're gonna have a problem with that. Right? Like imagine that. Imagine like you look into your own future of your family and you see that like basically you're entirely forgotten. Like what? How do you react? Right? Like how would you be able to look at like those people that are immediately around you and think any significance of them? I'm gonna go to bed. Night, my dudes. Hope the rest of the stream is good. Night. Good night, Lucy. You have a good one. It's therapy with Paul. I don't know who Paul is. I have no idea who you are or why I'm getting emails about you. The guy Mary Jane left Peter. Oh, okay. See, I didn't know about that. Like I said, I don't really keep up with the comics anymore. There's so much that happens so often. And then there are certain in-between arcs that's like illustrates to you like why people make the decisions they do and do the things they do. That you end up missing if you like just try to watch the graphic novel. Like just go through the graphic novels, because the graphic novels, they just really go through the big arcs, you know, after the fact. Not so much showing you the in-betweens, like why somebody does it like that. Which this feels like if once it goes to graphic novel, like whatever arc ends up in graphic novel, this all feels like something that is going to explain why Peter does the things he does. But it's going to be left out. You know, like I read Absolute Carnage. There's not a lot of preamble to that. And I'm sure that there's a lot of preamble that exists in the comics. But that particular one, there's not really a lot of preamble that happens. And I haven't been able to get back into it since then. Know like where the storyline with I think his name is Null. I haven't been able to get it back in to see where the storyline there goes. So that should give you an idea of like how far behind I am. Like as far as like DC Comics goes, the last thing I remember seeing out of that was Brightest Day. Not even. No, it was Darkest Night. It's all Darkest. I read through Darkest Night into Brightest Day, but I didn't actually finish Brightest Day. So lots and lots of things are going on in the comics that I have no knowledge of. So if somebody's like doing something crazy, like, yeah, I believe that. I believe that someone's doing something that's way out of character for them normally. Hey, Evelyn, how you doing? Use this one. Evelyn, are you still job hunting, or have you found something? Haven't really. I feel like I've asked, but I'm a dumbass and I forget things. Please stop doing that. Still looking? Okay. That's not the one I need. I put it in the bin. What did I do with that brush? Huh. Oh, that's where I put it. Okay, that makes some sense. Alright, I'm learning React. Okay. You're learning Java? JavaScript? Okay. That looks like you said it. I'm sorry. 'Cause, 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 kind of a dumb language, but make it any less useful. We'll do everything. Yeah, there may be a job available at my friend's. Okay. What would you be doing? Need a friend in debt. Okay. What you would be doing? We're about to get an ad. A little dark. Oh jeez, of course you're. That should be good for you. Play. I could be. Yep, there's the ad warning I thought was coming soon. Oh, man. Okay, we gotta take the ad break. We'll be gone for just a few minutes. Sorry that you joined when you did, Evie. Gotta suffer through a little bit of an ad break, and we'll be back to work soon. Just give me a couple minutes. Okay. All right. Oh. Are we ready to keep going? All right. Dark. Get in there. It's quite where it. Also, not used to doing darkening after the fact. Yeah, I think I need to go one shade. Ugh. See, the thing is, biggest thing is, I don't know how I'm going to do this sword. Because this sword and the official art is like a green, non-metallic. I like the idea of that, but at the same time, I don't know how to do that. So what's the next goal? For a duck string. You want to try that one more time, Lotus? I don't know what you mean by a duck stream. Duck stream. What the fuck is a duck stream? Is it the duck? I am struggling to comprehend. Oh, this shit hits the fan. Holler at me. All good. You do what you gotta do. Hi, Barbie. What happened to streaming today, Barbie? Okay, well, that's a viable excuse. These are things that are gonna be much harder to accomplish, Lotus. So I'm gonna tentatively say probably not. I can look into it, but that's the only promise I can make is that I will look into it. Because accomplishing my particular aesthetic with essentially a furry, I don't know if I have the full capability to make that happen. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm saying I don't know that I have the capability of making that happen. So tired I can't keep my eyes open. Yeah, that was me yesterday, Barbie. Makes me feel a little bit better about canceling yesterday. Am I doing this right? I did this right. Okay, I can fix it. That's not actually reverse side. No big deal. That's easily fixed. That's why it didn't feel right. Hold on. It's all our stream where we only listen to the DuckTales theme. Oh God, no. No, I understand, Barbie. Like I said, I've been feeling like hell too. I don't feel great right now. How long am I? 220 in, and I am exhausted. That's not normal for me. Already stream. I like I said, I can see what I can do, but I can't make any guarantees. Next week I will feel better and be able to be on like normal. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of hoping for too. Like I said, I'm feeling like hell right now, and I don't like it. Like I usually feel like shit. Like that's just my general state of being because of conditions. This is extra. This is something extra that is decided to interfere with me. Actually ended up throwing up when we were out on Sunday. Oh, no. Other than I was kind of hungry. Yeah, I haven't gotten to that state. I usually on Mondays have the I want to vomit stage. I have medications for that. I was feeling that yesterday. I was feeling that this morning. Hell, I'm kind of feeling it now. But that is totally 100% besides the point. That and I'm hot, and I shouldn't be hot. It's 65 degrees in my home right now. I am warm. I'm very warm. I don't want to him. I need to pull over because otherwise that's fair. It's totally fair. Can't fault you for that one bit. Liking the way the cloak's looking. I don't want to do some work. She's got this lining on her leotard. I want to do something with, but I didn't do anything with it on the other one. And again, it's also like impossible to get to on the other one. Do something with that. I'm gonna give it a little bit of paint. Oh, this is cherries. Sounds very familiar. Can we mimic that on the other side? Not great, but I'm not mad at it. Okay. So now the other thing. Again, her sword is supposed to be a green non-metallic knife. I don't know how to do that. What do I got? What are my options? What can we do to make that? That's pretty dark. Well, let's try this. It's not a great idea. Let's give it a try and see what happens. No, Wolf did not stream today. Wolf didn't have power this morning. I believe that would keep him from being able to stream. Let's see this thing. She is. Overall, it's actually pretty bright. I didn't really go very dark with it, did you? Okay. That might be better. Might be able to work with it. It's to try to make them silvery. Slightly lighter. On from all right, that's interesting strategy. When are you going to show us, Barbie? Oh, fuck. I gotta do some more stretching. For some reason, I'm not doing real bad. Very poorly today. Very, very poorly. Okay. Reference. Wait, where is she? I turned her back on. Did I not turn her back on? Thought I turned her back on. It absolutely will. But it could go either way, Barbie. If you want to branch out, branch out. Or just because I'm already on. No, I get you. That's like for WoW, like I have to, in order to be able to do anything on the guild, like with Booty's guild, like I have to be streaming. Absolutely tanks my numbers. But you know, I'm also having fun with them. So really whatever you want to do. I'd like to branch out into more gaming, but I also know that that doesn't necessarily mean numbers are going to be good. I still have not played Space Marine. I need to get into that at some point, but I still have not done that. Only played the tutorial in the first mission. Okay. I still don't. The game's like not even in my life. And that doesn't seem like it would be an intelligent purchase for me right now. You know what I mean? With the whole moving situation going on. I have no doubt, Barbie. The first one was pretty nice. No. No. Not right now. Maybe later. I do need to DM you that, but like, that ain't happening right now. I am busy at the moment. Well, he also like still hasn't paid me for the fucking contemptor. So like he's gotta be sending me money at some point. So there's also that. That's why I say, like, yeah, that's gonna happen. I need to send you that. But right now, you know, I'm in the middle of something. And I am a little bit trying to concentrate on what I'm doing. Not real heavily trying to do that. But yeah. I'm not at a fuck it up point yet. I'm close, but I'm not there. Do you want... I'm sorry, I got distracted by my phone. Do you want me to ship that to you? Do you want me to wait to give it to you until you're in the area? That's a lot of folks going live at the same time. I'm exhausted. I'm flat out exhausted. Which makes no sense because I've been drinking a Monster this whole goddamn time. And I haven't had one in several days. Not since Sunday. I should be fairly well alert right now. That's why I think something's wrong. Oop. What was that Badoop? Oh, that's what that Badoop was. Okay, what the hell? Twitch, why do you do this? Sorry, I'm getting distracted by Twitch because Twitch is kind of being an asshole to me right now. You're going to need to ship it to me, and I'll throw it to him. Okay. No problem. Like I said, I don't know if you wanted it shipped or if you just wanted to wait, but that's fine. I'm legitimately trying to concentrate on it. I'm failing. Oh, that's what that. Alright, sudden random noise behind me, and I wasn't sure what it was.
I want more dizzy water.
Yeah. Oh, I spilt it all over.
Chill out, what she yelling for?
No yelling today. No yelling today. I don't have the energy for this. I'm trying to do this sword. I don't know if I'm going to successfully get the sword the way that I want. I'm damn well going to try.
Oh my god!
Oh, man. It's not looking too bad. So, thinking I didn't get enough of this. I think I used it. Y'all able to see what the hell I'm doing? You didn't change the model? What do you mean I didn't change the model? The model's fine. What's wrong with the model? I mean, right now I've just got like a generic Moira. I don't have like the exact same Moira that I'm working. But I do have. I have just a generic one up. Yeah, like I said, that's just a generic one. Oh, hey, Jack. Welcome in, everyone. I don't think I'm actually going to be able to get this in time, but I'm going to give it a shot. You cheeky motherfucker. Oh, I got you before you got out, motherfucker. Got you before you managed to get out. Appreciate the raid, Jack. Welcome in, folks. I'm sure y'all know me by now if you're coming in with Jack, but tonight we're working on a Moira, and we're not doing terribly yet. Not doing terribly yet. But I'm trying to get a green non-metallic going. Right? Like, that's the goal. Can I accomplish it? That's a totally different fucking story. Especially on these tiny ass ones. That's the thing I don't like about Infinity, is that they're 28 mil true scale. True scale is difficult. True scale is very difficult. I do like the GW goes with heroic scale. This is honestly kind of an experiment for what are they called? Have a nice stream. Thank you. Tornadoes. Thank you for this is a kind of practice for working on Necrons in the future. They all seem to have like non-metallic green somewhere. Is this gonna work the way I want it to? Unlikely. But that's more of a inexperience thing than it is a skill thing. I'm sure after a while I'll be able to do this no problem. Oh, what's funny is I was in Wolf's stream yesterday, right? Like Wolf streamed yesterday. For those of you who aren't aware or you know haven't bitched him out yet for it, Wolf streamed yesterday. I was in there, and one of Wolf's chatters, said a phrase. And it got to me a little bit. It shouldn't have, but it did. And what they said was that they don't understand why artists essentially degrade themselves. And that statement got to me. A little bit. Because I do that. We all know that I do that. And I started thinking about it. And I'm curious for other people's perspective, right? We got other artists that are here. We got other streamers that are here. And I, because we can. That's not entirely... yeah, you did. You must have missed... Yeah, that was said. That was the thing that was said in your chat. And I was thinking about that. Hi, Antihero. I didn't see you come in. I was thinking about that. And once again, I like to say I'm not an artist, I'm an entertainer. I know some people think of entertainment as an art, and that's besides the point. But I say I'm not an artist, I'm an entertainer. And so I was thinking about it from the standpoint of entertainment, not from the standpoint of art, but the standpoint of entertainment. And my thought to that statement was, because we always think we can do more, right? We always, as entertainers, think we can do more for our audience. We can give more than we have. And when we don't give everything we can, it's unfulfilling. We feel like we haven't given enough. We need to have done more. Y'all deserve more. And I feel like that is both a necessary and unhealthy thing to believe. Okay? Stick with me, right? Like, it's unhealthy to think you always need to be giving more. But at the same time, I think it's necessary. I think it's necessary as an entertainer to always think you need to be giving more. And the reason for that is because we want to be reaching as many people as possible, right? You know, we want to reach as many people as possible. We want to enrich as many lives as we can. That's what entertainment is. It's enriching other people's lives, right? And so you want to do that for as many people as possible. I want to grow. I want to continuously be growing. Because you haven't lived if you're not bitching about something. Well, there's that. Self-deprecation is both a feeling that we can give more and moving a field goal. It can be detrimental, but most often it drives self-growth. Yeah, that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, you need that drive forward. You don't want to get complacent with what you're doing, because then you stagnate. You never take off. You never do those things. Like, you've got all these folks who are like your big streamers, right? Like take your OTV, for example. OTV. There's a good chance that a lot of y'all don't know them. There's a better chance that y'all knowing them than Bishojo. That's why I bring them up. But you've got these folks like OTV. One of their mentalities that they have is that they were always gonna be big. And I think that's not what drove them, right? They say that's what pushed them forward. They always knew they were going to be big. And I'm like, no, I don't agree with that. I don't agree that it's you always knew you were going to be big. It's that you never stopped trying to do more. You never stopped trying to do better for the audience. And there's plenty of people out there that, yes, they're big, but they stagnate, right? They stagnate. They never grow anymore because they get comfortable with where they're at, which I think always thinking you can do better is a necessary thing. Like I said, it can be wildly unhealthy because it can drive you to do stupid things like I was doing in December, where I streamed every day. And that was very detrimental to me, right? That was a really stupid thing of me to do. That was something I should not have done, but it's something I did, and I now know better than to do that, right? Is I want to constantly do better, but at the same time, know that at some point I need to stop. You know, that's why I take Mondays off, right? Like, because I know I'm going to need Mondays off. I took yesterday off because I was not really up to it. I probably should have taken the day off. Because I am definitely some breed of ill. I don't know what it is, but it's definitely there. I don't know what, but it's there. Because we're under 3 hours in, and I feel like I've been streaming for 8 hours with the level of tired that I am. That's exhausting. So clearly something is awry. I can usually go 5 to 6 hours, no problem. I typically only go 4 because I found that that's kind of the sweet spot, right? But I can usually go 5 to 6 hours, no problem. I'm less than 3 hours in. I'm fucking tired. Is that a bad thing? No. But that's also on that same note, right? That same note of we can always do more is why I'm doing what I'm doing right now. And that I'm trying to do a non-metallic green when I don't need to do that. I'm pretty sure I have a green metallic I could have thrown on this model and been done with the bitch. But I'm trying to get a green non-metallic look. I don't feel like I'm succeeding. But it is what I'm trying to do. Oh, my nose hates me right now. Phone, can you fuck off for a second? Jesus, why are you going off so much? So yeah, that's what I said. Like, I saw that. I was like, why? I don't, like, that person saying, I don't understand why artists always depreciate themselves. And it's like, because we know we can always do more. Because we can't be satisfied with what we've done. We feel like there's always more. More can be done. Like I said, I say that from the standpoint of an entertainer, because I want to entertain. I like my painting. I want it to get better. Yeah. I'd be crazy if I didn't want to get better, which she's looking pretty good. Well, let's bring her up here so you can actually see the bitch. But she's looking pretty decent for being the tiny ass little girl that she is. Like, we're not done with the sword, but she's looking pretty decent for what she is. I like her. The sword, it's not going to be what I want it to be, but at the same time, I'm okay with that, right? I'm okay with that. We can practice that again in the future whenever I actually get to working on Necrons. Because I do have plenty of Necrons that need to be added to the wheel, right? I've got like primed Necrons in a box right now that I need to add to the wheel. They're Necron warriors, so they're nothing special, but I need to add them to the wheel. And so these off-color non-metallics, something that I should work on, something I need to work on. I need to get into that sense of doing more non-metallic, because while I don't like the look of non-metallic, okay, I'm going to say that straight up. I don't like the look of non-metallic because it means you can't look at the model from any angle. You have to look at it from a particular one. But I need to work on that because that will help me in other textures, right? It helps when working with colors in general. Like, yeah, you're not always going to be doing that like super low to super high contrast like you would with doing a non-metallic. But at the same time, it gives you that knowledge of how you should do that. So that whenever you're trying to do something like a leather or like painted metal, like on my Stormcast with their shoulders, which is a painted metal, you know, it helps you kind of figure out how you want to approach that. So doing non-metallic, while again not something I particularly like as a look, is a good thing to approach in learning. Do I think that's what everybody should do? Fuck no. You know, if your entire purpose in painting is you like seeing completed models, you like seeing completed models quickly, you do you, boo. I don't see any reason why you should worry about doing non-metallic metal for your models. You're looking to get things done. Because I met a kid, right? I met a kid, and this kid has been I've been thinking about his approach to painting since he talked to me about it. Like, right, I was at a GW, and he'd been painting for just a few months. I think this was back in November. Meet this kid, and his dad is painting for the love of painting. The kid is painting because he wants to see completed models. And I'm like, awesome, dude. And I'm looking at his work, which is predominantly contrast paints, right? He works predominantly in contrast paints, and he's asking me like, hey, how would you do this? How would you do this? And I'm telling him my approach. I'm telling him like what colors I use. And he hits me with something that just boggled my mind. That he works the way that he does. And he tells me he's like extremely colorblind. And I'm like, well, what do you mean you're extremely colorblind? And we go over to the paint rack there at the GW, right? We go over to the paint rack. And he's like, he points at 3 different colors and he's like, these are all the same color to me. And they're all like lined up next to each other. And to me, they're all clearly different things, right? Like it's like Stormhost Silver, Lead Belcher, and Grey Knight's Steel, right? These are all very different colors, right? Like, and he's like, these are all the exact same color to me. And I'm just like, oh, holy shit. The way I paint does not work for you. It does not work for you. It will never work for you. And he's like, why do you say that? And I was like, because you can't tell the difference between these 3 colors. I was like, and I go over and I grab a handful of paints that are all different. They were all different reds, right? It was like, I think it was Corn Red, Mephiston Red, and it was either Evil Sun's Scarlet or Wild Rider's Red. I can't remember which, but I'm like, these 3 colors, can you tell me the difference between them? He's like, he looks at them and he like gets down, he like studies them, right? He's like trying to see. He's like, I know they say that they're different colors, but these are all the same to me. And like the way I paint does not work for you. I'm like, because I work in very subtle shifts in color. So it won't work for you. But that doesn't mean you're hopeless, right? Like that doesn't mean, he's like, well, you know, I just want to get models done. I'm like, I understand that. I appreciate that. I totally get that. There's no reason why you shouldn't want that. So something that I looked and I was like, something you should try possibly is work with your contrasts, but maybe find something that you feel looks similar but brighter. And try feathering that over the highlights in your contrasts. Like just look for something that looks similar but brighter whenever it's on the model and try feathering that on. And maybe that will help you evolve. But if all you're looking to do is get paint on models, get models complete, do that. No, there's no reason why you should step away from what's making you happy with the hobby. And so that's stuck with me. Like this idea of someone with like extreme color blindness that still wants, like, still enjoys painting. Like I said, that's always driven me to want to try new things, to try to do better. And it's really strange, right? Because, like, I'm probably never going to see that kid again. Probably never going to see that kid again. Probably never going to see his dad again. Like, the biggest thing that I think I taught his dad, or I introduced to his dad, was the paint handle that I use. Because I love this paint handle. I think that this is a great tool for anybody. Do I think it's the right tool for everyone? No, but it's a great tool. I love this. Hell, I saw the new Major Kill paint handle, and I was interested, and I looked at it, and I looked at it, and I decided it wasn't for me. Because it wouldn't be different enough. It wouldn't be different enough. What's your reason, Wolf? What is your reason? Kind of like that. I kind of like how that looks. I don't know what y'all think. Let me bring it up here for y'all. I don't know what y'all think of it. It's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. I have too much. Well, that's kind of a self-inflicted reason now, isn't it? Stepped away what I'd miss. I blathered on for a while about random nonsense. I need to do that tip. There's a little... Where's my brush? There you are. There's a little fuck up right here on this tip that I need to work on. I need to brighten that up a bit. That's a little too dark. But overall, I'm liking how this is looking. I like the I went outside of the triad. I went outside of the triad. Can I get closer? No, I can't. I really wish I could get closer. I need to get a 105. That's what I need to get. I need to get a 35 to 105. This damn lens is just not good enough anymore. You're right. Don't say the wrong name. Grey Wolf, you are right. That is still a reason. There's nothing wrong with that being your reason. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. And like I said, a little self-inflicted, but at the same time, it's something to push you forward. Not everybody has something to push them forward. You know? Like, one of the biggest things that pushes me forward is actually you guys. You know? I don't think I would be half the painter that I am now if not for you guys. Because I have definitely improved more in this last year than I have in the 4 years prior to that. You guys have forced me to try harder, and I appreciate that. Pushing is the LGS. Awesome. Well, that's good, man. Yeah, like I said, without you guys, I wouldn't have tried half as hard. I wouldn't have done the Stormcast. Would have never touched them. Because I would have looked at them and gone, I don't want to do an all gold army. And I would have approached it from like the idea of using like something like this, right? Microphone. Of using something like this. This is what I would have done with my Stormcast. If it had been me. If I had made the decision, if you guys weren't here to push me, I would have used a gold paint and probably a red wash and been done with them. Like, they'd all be done by now. But because I wanted to do better for you guys, I agreed. I chose, okay? I didn't agree. I chose to do the Praetor, right? For the day that Skaven Tide went live, I chose to do that Praetor. And because I chose to do that Praetor, y'all convinced me that I should continue on with that I should do more. And that turned into doing the Skaven Tide box, which turned into doing a full army. Like, I haven't finished Skaven Tide yet, and I need to work on that some more. But it does not change the fact that I also have Dominion. I bought the Dominion box so that I could have the Stormcasts that are in there, because there's some good ones in there. You know, I went out and Ghost Hawks also sent me the starter box. It's like half Skaven, half Stormcast starter box that you can get. Like, he gave me the Stormcast out of that because he believes in me and in how extreme that army is. And yeah, it's a lot. It is. I'm not gonna suggest that it's not. It's a whole lot of work, but it's all work that I'm willing to do. It's all work I'm willing to do now. I'm willing to try on, and I know every time I work with it, I know I'm getting better. And that's you guys pushing me. You know, the idea of the LGS becoming a real thing, like that was a dream That was all just a fucking dream that I had if I ever won the lotto. And it's shaping up to potentially be a real thing. You know, you guys pushing me is why I'm going to Adepticon this year. You know, yeah, there's things there that I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do and I'm gonna learn, but you know, the biggest thing about it, I'm hoping to meet some of y'all. Like, yeah, I know I want to meet some creators there as well. Like, of course, I'm looking to network, try to get in with some of the companies. But yeah, I'm looking to, I'm really hoping I can meet y'all. And I think it'll be a lot of fun to be able to meet people from the community. It started with a complaint. And that complaint was somebody in Wolf's chat yesterday questioning why artists are as self-deprecating as they are. And I took the standpoint, like I said at that time, of looking at it as an entertainer, and why I feel that I am as self-deprecating as I am, and that gradually evolved into what we're talking about now. Because y'all let me continuously just talk on without interrupting me sometimes, and when y'all do that, it usually chains into something fucking weird, and that's how we ended up where we are.
You're gonna leave a mark, and I don't like that in a non-sexual context.
Says, I have never said I didn't. I don't know where y'all get this implication from. I've never once said that I didn't. And really, if we want to be totally 100% honest with ourselves, like, it's Rain. It's Rain that drove all of this forward. Without Rain, I would have never started streaming. Because y'all may not be aware. Y'all might be aware of this, but you may not be. For like, I got sick in 2022, right? That's whenever I initially got sick. That's not when I initially got sick, but that's when it got really, really bad. And I've been kind of homebound since then. And Rain was watching me degrade as a person more and more. And pushed me, and pushed me, and pushed me, and pushed me into streaming. She looked at it as it gives me a structure, right? Like scheduling everything out, getting structure. It gave me a chance to socialize, which I wasn't doing, which is really important for someone like me because I am an extrovert. And socialization is incredibly important. And she was watching me degrade into more and more of a non-entity. So she kind of forced me to start streaming. And then things just kind of took off. Things very unexpectedly took off. So like it's both of you. It's both y'all and Rain that are kind of why all of this is what it is. I kind of like where that sword's at. I could do more, but I don't think I want. I like where the sword's gotten to. Like I said, it could be better. Could 100% be better, but I like it where it's at. So we're gonna stop fucking with it there. Maybe I darken it down a little bit in this curve right here. I think I need to darken it down, but not a whole hell of a lot. I say not a whole hell of a lot, just not big. There we go. Yeah, I like that. Okay, and now the base. Tired. Very, very tired. This is not the brush I should be using to do this next step. I wish I was able to make Adepticon this year. It'd be really cool. It'd be really cool to see y'all. Because I do think that's the only con we're going to be able to make. I'd like to make more. But I do think that's the only one that we're going to make this year. I'm not entirely upset about it because, you know, AdeptCon's got so huge. But I can only do Nova since it's supposed to be. Yeah, we're looking into Nova, but we're being realistic and don't think that Nova's gonna be a possibility. Not with some of the stuff that we're wanting to do this year. That might be a next year kind of situation that we're able to do that. Here, once I'm back on my feet fully, I want to try to hit. Oh, I would love to hit all the big cards, but like I said, realistically speaking, with some of the stuff that the Rain and I want to get done this year, that's not really an option. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. And y'all understand that. Y'all are all right there with me to that. This year, I didn't really know about any of that until I started streaming, and it's too late to try to plan on it. Well, again, Barbie, you could maybe try for Nova. I don't think Nova's going to be as difficult for you. It's closer to where you are. If y'all are moving to where I think you are, it's really close to you. So you may be able to pull off Nova this year, but yeah, I totally not being able to do Adept. Totally understand that. But yeah, I too would like to be able to do all the big cons, but I'm currently not big enough to be able to accomplish that.
Chill out, what she yelling for?
Nero. I do really basic bases on my nomads. It's just a lot of factors between both our jobs and then childcare. Take the kid with you. Still tons of time. Still tons and tons of time before Nova's something that anybody needs to worry about. Oh, can't it? The window I can close. I think it's closer to September, October.
I want more dizzy water.
Hey, Kimmy. Labor Day weekend. Okay, so September. I do plan on being at ReaperCon. I do think I'll be able to do ReaperCon. I was able to do ReaperCon this year. Wasn't able to do it long, but I was able to do ReaperCon this year. And I'll probably be able to do it again this coming. Last week off. Yeah. So if anybody wants to do ReaperCon, ReaperCon's super easy for me because I can drive to Reaper. And if it's at the same place this year that it was last year, oh yeah, there's not going to be any problem. That's about a 45-minute drive. It's not. Reaper is in Texas. Reaper is in Texas. Yeah, Reaper is in Denton, Texas. It's in the same city where Reaper is actually located. Same weekend as Nova. Ooh, that means it's actually going to be incredibly. I'm probably not going to be doing Nova this year. Like I said, Rain and I are looking to do some things this year that are requiring finances, and so that's the main reason why Nova's probably not happening. So I will probably be at Reaper this year and not no. Next year, who knows? We'll see. We're trying to make things happen.
Smash.
Conventions aren't that important. That is your perspective, sir. Conventions are important to certain extents. Again, the main reason I'm looking at it this year is trying to network with companies, trying to get sponsorships, things like that. Easier to do at conventions. Meeting your fans, typically easier to do at conventions. So so yeah, that's the main reason I'm looking at it, is an opportunity to meet folks. I know I know that I already know that there are multiple creators there who want to hook up while we're at Adepticon. So lots of opportunity there. Plus, that's also where you get to see a lot of the new shit. Like, yeah, I know that like GW is gonna do their online thing where they show off all the stuff, but like you have a chance to actually see it in person sometimes. Not necessarily GW stuff. But like Parabellum is doing a launch at Adepticon. They're launching a new faction. And I'm gonna be in on the demo for that. That's not what I mean, Nero, and you know it. drink with Spark. Yeah. That sounds about right. Here. Sad. Spark, I would be at Nova for longer than this year. I'm hoping to meet Spark at Adepticon. She seems like a cool chick. I don't know if she's gonna have time, but I'm hoping. A lot of folks that I want to meet out there. Not something I ever thought I would say. Honestly, I never thought I'd be looking to meet creators at a con, but I absolutely have several people I want to meet out there this year. Just be ready for a lot of energy. What do you mean? What do you mean be ready? I've been in her streams. I know there's a lot of energy in that woman. I can only imagine what it's like in person. Barbie's sick and just doesn't want to admit it. That's what's happening. No, I know it's way different in person. I'm really hoping that my conditions don't act up while we're there. Once again, sick is a state of existence for me, so not hard for me to admit to it at all at this point. All right. Well, everybody's got some level of that, Nero. Feel that exhaust or pain, but I don't stress too. Yeah, that's kind of the problem, isn't it? Kind of the problem with living in the States. Why one of the things that I want at the LGS is that to be offered part-time or not. I want that to be something that's available to everybody that works with us. I want it to be available. They don't necessarily have to take it, but I want them to be available for them. I don't think that that's unreasonable. But I believe in people. I know that I'm unique in that, but I believe in people. Oh, Grey Wolf will never stop buying plastic. Why would you ever suggest such a thing, Lotus? I'm gonna call her done. Yeah, I'm gonna call her. I like where she's at. I'm not happy with how much ass is hanging out, but that's fine. Is that green? That's green. I need to fix that. I need to fix that. A little spot of green on her hood accidentally from when I was doing the sword. Little spot right there. Fix that. There we go. All taken care of. No, I understand. I totally understand. There are times where I don't want to paint. And then I start painting and I'm glad that I started. But that might just be me. That might just be me. No. Yeah. All right. We're going to call her done. You know what that means, folks? It's time to spin the wheel. Okay. All in place. Microphone. Why are you doing the things that you're doing? Okay. The Wheel of Doom. Why are we calling it the Wheel of Doom? That seems wildly unnecessary. Okay, so let's go here. Yep, there we are. Here we go. Oh, I'm really worried about what this is going to be. All right, we got a Space Marine. All right, okay. Shit. It's over here. There we go. I was not wanting to do a Space Marine, but okay. It's fine. I need to start busting out the Space Marines, but I was honestly hoping for one of my Stormcast. Honestly hoping for a Stormcast to come through there, but nope, that's not what we got. We got a Space Marine. All right, got an Infernus Marine. They are in this one. Started on. Okay. It's an Infernus Space Marine. As a chronicler. Icky, thank you for the 2 months. Much appreciate. Why is that still a thing that's happening? And why we have to bring up the daddy whenever we do that, but all right, that's fine. Also don't know why it doesn't pop up in regular chat, whatever. Okay. we were using this as an example from you a few weeks ago. Where are my chronicler? I've already got one Marine that we've done up. Oh, it's time to do your brother. So, center torso gray, extremities orange, shoulders. You know what shoulders we'll do? Should we do them in black and white? Well, we're gonna bring him out because he's our example Marine. Because we're doing the inverse of him. How long have we been on? 3.5? Fuck. Do I want to start on something right now? Yeah, we can start on something right now. It's not that. Even though the palette's fucking covered. Alright. So no, we can't. All the Pokemon cards are packed away. All the Pokemon cards are packed away right now. So, no, sadly, that is not something that we can do.
Fuck you.
All the e-girls are doing it. Yeah, I bet all the e-girls are doing it. What I would like to honestly get my hands on right now, which I cannot because I once again don't have the money for it. I want to get the new VTuber TCG that just launched from GamerSups. That's what I would like to do, but that's not something that, one, I can afford right now, and two, something that's going to be out anytime soon. I don't feel like that's necessarily true, Lotus. But if that's what you want to believe, we can do that. Once again, I can't open any of my Pokemon cards right now because they are all boxed up and being prepared to move. That's where they are. So it's not an option at the moment. ETRS card, yeah. Through, like I said, through GamerSups, there's a new VTuber TCG. There's one in Japan already, with a lot of their girls.
Your floor is now clean. Your
Need to kill that one. But yeah, they've got one releasing. Lorcana cards? I don't know what those are. Yeah, I don't know what Lorcana cards are. Like, I'm not opposed to like doing card card reveals on stream. It's just don't have the capacity to do so until after the move. And like I said, I'd like to do the VTuber one. They don't legitimately. It's like if you order them, they're not set to ship for. I think it's 12 to 16 weeks is what the website says right now. It's a Disney thing? Oh, I definitely am not going to do that. I'm not big on Disney. That's really all there is to it. Like, I know that may get me tarred and feathered, but I'm not big on Disney. Like, I'm not saying it's bad. Oh. No. Divorced dad cards. What the hell? Like, Disney wasn't that big to me whenever I was growing up. And nowadays, unfortunately, they're more of a cash grab than anything else. If you know what I mean, if you get my meaning. Especially looking at what Moana 2 ended up being. That's a real thing? Oh, Jesus. That's okay. I didn't think that would be a real thing, but okay. That's interesting. Not just Star Wars, but like what they've done to Marvel. Like all of the a lot of the decisions for the quote unquote multiverse saga have been wrong. So if it's a real thing, our hot mommy milf's a thing too for TCG. I mean, that's possible. Yeah, let me see if I can find real fast. I think they're on Cinder's Discord. Why is there? Why are you adding me? And there we go. Do I need to scroll up for this? Am I wrong? I may be wrong. Is it on somebody else's? I thought it was here. Is it on Sanson's? Did I see? It was on Sanson's that I saw it, not Cinder's. That's a This is what I'm talking about. And then is it just the little centerpiece on the back? Yep. black. I want black right now. So that's gonna end up being silver. So I should probably go ahead and just get it now. But yeah, they're neat. Why was message deleted? Oh, that's why message was deleted. Does anyone know roughly how much it costs to have a miniature commissioned? Depends on the artist. What is that website called? Hold on. There's a website. That's like perfect. I'm on pretty frequent. It is, where are you? cgtrader.com. You can commission, you can usually commission artists there to put something together for you. But yeah, it's all going to depend on the artist. A little broad, yeah. Yeah, Monarch has a card. I think all the VShojo girls do. Which Monarch is VShojo now. My apologies. She's not Monarch anymore. She is now Amelie. Rain corrected me. I'm sorry, you want to say that again? The Scuff Queen? The Scuff Queen is your girl? Rain's just over here like she's my girl. Like, oh god, okay. That's fair, Lotus. That's fair. I think it's a recent change that she's just Amelie now. But yeah, like I said, that's something I would like to get my hands on and to put an order, and we could do that on stream. Again, it's way out right now. But it'll be fun whenever it comes out. Like I said, I found that link through Sansan, and she's not a huge VTuber, but she's gonna be a part of it. So, I mean, like when I say not a huge VTuber, like way bigger than I am, but not pulling like the thousands like some of those people are per stream. She's more of a hundreds kind of girl. I know Fifi's gonna be on one of the cards. We'll see Porcelain Maid. Well, Porcelain Maid, technically, you know what? I don't have an excuse for that. I have no excuse for that. You'd have to ask him why that's the way that is. Maybe he doesn't want to be a sex symbol just yet. You know? Maybe he doesn't want to be that kind of sex symbol. Yeah, I got Rain over here being like, too late, you don't want to be a sex, you lose that once you put them boobies on. Like, well, yeah, but You know, maybe he wants to, you know, he wants to think like he's like Fillion, you know, and is a quote unquote wholesome streamer. And she seems to think that way about herself. I don't know how that girl thinks that way about herself, but whatever. Or maybe, you know, maybe he's gonna be a Gen 2er, you know? When they do the first expansion, maybe that's when you'll see Porcelain Maiden there. Cause like there's no way that there's not gonna be a Gen 2 of this. But I think I think it's Lily and Cinder that have the most so far. They have the most cards. I mean, they're the owners of Gamersubs, so because I think Cinder recently became an owner. Oh, that's cool. Are they just doing the art, or are they going to be rigging it up as well? Cool. Always nice to be able to get an artist and rigger all at once. Let's see, eyes light up when I talk. Oh, okay. So you don't plan on having any motion with it then? You want to be an ethereal head floating around on screen?
Smash.
Well, doing the light up's not terribly difficult.
Oh, you bitch. Visit, you're getting me hurt.
Dark Angel. Just because it's Dark Angel helmet doesn't mean it can't float around. You know, it could be a Dark Angel's helmet on a servitor. You know, or you could have a Watcher in the dark. It's like carrying you. I occasionally have ideas. Hold on, where are we? We're at a point where we should just go ahead and wrap up. So we're gonna cancel that. How far out is that? That's 20 minutes out. Okay. So worried about ads slapping us down.
Ooh, daddy.
That's fair, Wolf. That's fair. Yeah, we're gonna wrap up. I've returned. You returned right in time for me to raid out. Which we're working on a Space Marine now. Working on a Space Marine. We might not be working on the Space Marine next one. We might be working on Kairos next time. I don't know. But I am exhausted. I feel like I've been streaming for like way longer than I have been. So hi Leo. Sorry I didn't get to catch you earlier, brother.
Fuck you.
Ray Dork. Dork did just go live, didn't he? It looks like AC just raided into Pun Expected. Well, I didn't know that you were here, brother. Dork. What the fuck is an Ava lamp? Wait, hold on, I gotta look at this girl. Is that a praying mantis? No, it's a... What are you? Like a bubblegum dragon? I don't know. I don't know. Hold on. Yeah, we're gonna. Sorry, I needed to look at whatever the hell that was. Dork. Froggy's still up. What the hell, girl? Dork. Why do I have to go so long? He's been up for fucking 5 minutes, and it's taken me that long to find. Goddamn. Oh, you just got here? I'm sorry. So you got here just in time for me to raid over into somebody else. You know what? Let's show off the Moira real quick. Show off the Moira real quick. I finished this on stream today. I think she looks decent. Sword's not quite where I want it to be, but honestly, I don't feel like fighting with it. But I do have an idea of how to accomplish what I want to. Whoop. Next time I work on one. So she's looking pretty good. We'll worry about her later. There's more Moiras that need to be done up, so and now we're working on an Infernus Marine for my chapter. Here is his negative. So we're gonna be doing the dark torso with the orange extremities. So we're gonna be doing the opposite of this. Although the flamer will probably look the same. We'll see. That's what that is. We're gonna raid over to Dork Depot since he just went live a little bit ago. Yeah, Barbie, I'm heading out. I'm exhausted. I should probably eat. I think that's what Rain's making happen right now. Gluing on the gun looks cool. Yeah, I think it does. I will probably be back tomorrow. Rain Barbie says hi. I will probably be back tomorrow at my normal time. I'm promising nothing. I'm gonna send y'all over to Dork Depot. He's a great guy. If you stream tomorrow, I hope to see you. I hope to see you as well. I assume you're gonna try to stream tomorrow. I don't know about the rest of you. Barbie, I doubt you are, because it's the wrong Thursday for you. Yeah, I'm gonna send y'all over to Dork. Y'all have a great night. Hope to talk to y'all tomorrow. Peace out, guys. Oh, I need to hold on. Where's my